Today, we're going to talk about bonds. Government bonds. There's currently a retail treasury bond being offered by the government in an effort to raise funds to help prop up the economy after the impact of Miss Coronavirus.
Not be bullied by
It's called the RTB24 or Progreso bonds. Retail treasury bonds are a safe form of investment, perfect for conservative investors or for those looking to diversify their portfolio. For those of you who have already heard about this, I know that the coupon rate is not as jumbo-sized, but hear me out. This project is going to make investing so much easier and convenient for the average Filipino. So I'm going to talk about it in this video. There's blockchain-related stuff, so keep watching. What's up, friends? Welcome back to this week's video. For those of you who are new, what's up? My name's Nicole and I make weekly videos on personal finance and self-development. Here's how I'm going to structure this whole video. First, we're going to talk about RTBs. What exactly is a retail treasury bond? Second, we'll talk more about the RTB24 or the Progreso bonds. Then, we're going to talk about Bonds.ph, one of the ways that you can start investing in Progreso bonds. And lastly, we're going to talk about whether I consider it as a good form of investment and who I would recommend this for. So, let's jump right into the good stuff. Okay, so first things first. Retail treasury bonds, what's that? What they are essentially is a form of debt or utang. When you think about it, it's usually us, the people, who borrow money from the bank and then they charge us interest, right? May patong na siya. But for bonds, it's the other way around. It's the government or the company borrowing money from the people, and in return, they pay interest. Retail treasury bonds are government bonds. It's the government borrowing money from the people. Usually, the government uses this for the infrastructure projects, education projects, social welfare, poverty, health, those kinds of things. What's good with government bonds is that you only need 5,000 pesos to start investing, as compared to corporate bonds where you need at least 50,000 or 100,000 in some cases to start investing. It's also a fixed income asset, which means that you earn a set amount of income for a set amount of period, where in this case, for retail treasury bonds, you get paid out quarterly. Some RTBs are transferable, which means that, kunwari, you invest in a bond that has a maturity period of 5 years, and halfway through that, you think to yourself, I want to sell this bond. You can do that, as long as there's someone who's going to buy it from you. It's also a risk-free form of investment because it's backed by the government, as opposed to corporate bonds, where there's a higher likelihood of a company going bankrupt and not being able to pay their bondholders back. Governments are always going to be there, more or less. There's something really bad that's gonna happen if ever a government's gonna go boom, bye-bye. If you're interested in learning more about investing in general, you can check out my video that I made right here. I talk about how to start investing and then some of the platforms that you can start investing on. Now, more about RTB24.
24.
25.
It's the 24th treasury bond ever issued by the government. It's also called the Progreso bonds, which is intended to raise funds for the government to use in helping the country bounce back from the coronavirus impact. I'll link the flyer that contains all of the details down in the description below, but you can also check for yourself in this link right here. So some details about the bond really quickly. The target amount is 30 billion pesos. The offer period is set from July 16 to August 7. But they can also choose to end it earlier if ever they meet the goal quickly. The issue date of the bond is on August 12 and it's set to mature in 5 years. The interest rate of the bond is 2.625 every year. But then you're also charged a 20% withholding tax on the interest that you earn, which means that you're actually earning 2.1% every year. 2.1% is actually much higher than what most banks and time deposit accounts have to offer. You can start investing in this bond for 5,000 pesos and it's in increments of 5,000. So 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. Yeah, it's transferable, which means that you can sell it before maturity and it requires you to be at least 18 in order to invest in the bond. This bond is specifically going to be used for supporting sectors most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, fund infrastructure projects, refinancing of existing debt, and other national expenditures. So if you're interested in investing in this, there are 4 ways for you to do that. 1, over the counter with the selling agent. 2, the online ordering facility on their website. 3, Bonds.ph. And 4, after the offer period, you can still buy it from the secondary bond market. So I actually want to talk more about Bonds.ph. Investing in RTBs traditionally has always required you to physically go to a bank and then buy them there. You also needed to nominate one of your bank accounts, which you'll be receiving your interest and the dividends through. Through Bonds.ph, it's different. The Bonds.ph app is pioneering the digital distribution of the retail treasury bonds. You don't need to have an existing bank account, and you also don't need to go anywhere in order to start investing. If you look at the app, it's like an e-wallet that you have to cash into, and then you'll be able to use the funds you have available in the app to invest in bonds. Which, damn, this makes it so much more accessible to the average Filipino to start investing. In order to cash into the app, there's a lot of available cash-in options then. So you can go to 7-Eleven and then cash in through your app, and your dividends will also be credited to your app and then cash it out. RTB24 is transferable, so at any time before the maturity period, you can actually sell it. Alright, so now let's talk about what's exciting about it. In my last 2 videos, I talked about crypto and the potential of blockchain technology, how blockchain technology is the innovation that's shookinating the world, and that it has so many potential applications. This Bonds.ph app is actually one of those potential applications of blockchain technology. Step aside, dinosaurs. Let me just pull up the article I found. The Philippine Bureau of Treasury, together with Union Bank and TDAX, is the first in Asia to launch an app for the distribution of government bonds enabled by distributed ledger technology. If you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, you can check out my video on why I invest in crypto. I do a brief explanation of blockchain technology there. This is wild. We're using tech to make financial opportunities more inclusive and more accessible to the average Filipino. The digital distributed ledger technology makes it more secure because the transactions are recorded on the blockchain, so it uses cryptography and programmable smart contracts, which not only makes it very secure, but it also helps in lessening the costs because the smart contracts are what facilitate the transaction and automate the payments and all types of stuff. I don't know if you guys know Ethereum, and I don't know if they're using Ethereum, but Ethereum uses smart contracts essentially to operate on the blockchain. And it also makes it possible for people to create decentralized applications on the platform through the use of these smart contracts. This is more of a pilot project. The Bureau of Treasury is trying to see whether distributing the bond in this way is going to make it more accessible. Like in theory, it should, but then we have to see if that actually happens. You might be saying like, oh, I get it. I know it's exciting, but are you actually investing? You talk so much about the hype. Short answer, yes, and I'm going to tell you why. I went through the sign-up process yesterday. So yesterday was Friday, today's Saturday, and I got the email this afternoon that my account got approved. I transferred my funds before filming this video, and it said that it would take 1 to 3 days before it reflects in the app. The innovative technology behind it is actually interesting to me. I also want to test it out first. The way I see it, it's not really an investment vehicle for you to grow your money like crazy. It's more of a way to help the country's economy recover, because we need all the help we can get to be able to bounce back after what Miss Coronavirus did to it. And by doing this, it hopefully boosts the performance of other asset classes in the long run. I'm not saying that you should do it, but think of it as a way for you to donate in the efforts of reviving the country, but then for that donation, you're also earning a bit of interest, a bit of return for your contributions. So the featured comment for this video is by Kabruder. Sorry, I don't know how to read. He's a new viewer from Mindanao. So what's up to my viewers who are from Mindanao? I don't know. This is exciting. I'm really naaliw ako that my videos are reaching other parts of the Philippines as well as are reaching Filipinos all around the world. A small portion of my audience is global. You guys can follow me on Instagram. You can send me a message there. Just say hello. I appreciate that. And yeah, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. That's all we have for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.